So I was gone for a month, over a month, who really knows? I was busy, bro. Like, events were in motion outside. You saw what was happening out there. Superman came out, Fantastic Four came out.
Say that again?
Ghost of Yote gameplay was finally revealed. A new Silent Hill is about to drop. There's been so much to think about. It's been overloading my brain. And I am only human, brother. And I hope someday you realize that too. Today we have God of War 3 a year after I announced it. We got carried away last year, didn't we? But while I was gone, I was recording a bunch of games, so I won't have to do that for the rest of the year. Because aside from editing videos, actually recording games is something that takes forever. Especially with games like Infamous, where I have to play them twice. And there's 2 of those left, so yeah. As for the games I actually recorded, I will tell you what those are after Resident Evil 4 and Web of Shadows. What I can say is I won't go a month without dropping for the rest of the year. Will I promise that? No! Just trust the process, brother. 3 videos this month. That is my dream. Have some faith. What does it take to get some faith out of you?
Leave me alone!
Don't answer that. Don't. We're gonna get to the video. God of War 3. And I already know I'm gonna get flooded with questions. Oh, why are we starting with God of War 3 instead of 2 or 1? Let me break it down like this. Put these gloves on, brother. You wanna question me? Question these combos. Question these haymakers. I played the first game. I didn't like it. It wasn't a bad game or anything. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I have never played the original 3 God of War games. And from what I was told, they were these non-stop action games with like really big boss fights and all that. The first game isn't like that. There's a lot more puzzles and like the same enemy types that drove me crazy, drove me insane. Like seriously, whoever made this part in particular, come outside, gang. We not gonna jump you. Now, God of War 2, from the little I played, is a little bit more my thing, but God of War 3, this is the one I really wanted to play. This is the one game from the trilogy that I always really wanted to play, but I never did. I used to watch the intro to this game over and over. It was perfect, down to the last minute detail. So here's all the lore you need to know before we jump in. I'm gonna try not to do the whole hour-long, every detail, every aspect of the story type thing today. We can save all that for the new games. If you want God of War 4 and Ragnarok, all you gotta do is hit that like button. I'm gonna do them either way, so it doesn't matter, but I would really appreciate it. Kratos and the Titans have pulled up on the pantheon of Greek gods, and everybody is angry. Kratos, the main character, the ghost of Sparta, he is angry because the gods have been a constant issue for him for a long time. They tricked him into killing his family, they scammed him out of a cure for his never-ending nightmares, and they killed him. Now specifically, he wants his father, Zeus, but the rest can go too, like it's whatever. The Titans are here too. They are very mad at the gods for overthrowing them and casting them into hell for eternity. And of course, the remaining Greek gods are very mad because Kratos and the Titans are scratching up their mountain. They just paid that off. Kratos is riding on Gaia as she climbs up to the top of Mount Olympus, but it is not a free ride. Hella zombies start boarding, leaving us to fight them off, but they're fodder. The definition of fodder, in fact. While we handle that, another Titan throws a chunk of the mountain at Zeus and Poseidon. They took that very personally, and Poseidon says, "Zeus, watch this."
Push us over this water bucket!
Kratos is watching this too, not reacting, but when the two hit the water, Poseidon summons an actual seahorse from the depths. It has tentacles that grab Gaia and the other Titans, and Gaia is like, "Kratos, do something." So we go fight the thing while Gaia holds up on the mountain, and apparently we don't do enough damage, so Gaia loses her grip and now we're upside down slapping the horse around. We get whipped around again, and look at the scale of this fight, bro. This is the good stuff. We keep fighting the horse while it spams blasts over and over, then we're able to grab onto it. This is where it gets serious. Kratos ties the blades around his jaw and rips that thing off. It loses its standing on Gaia and falls back into the water with Kratos still on it. I'm thinking we're cooked because there's been many situations where my life would be so much easier if Kratos could just channel his immense strength into his legs and close a gap. Surely he wouldn't demonstrate an ability that I would really need in gameplay. Then we have to shimmy. I hate shimmying. Thankfully, this one cuts halfway through though, to the horse crab thing spinning back, tearing Gaia down to our level. We're not gonna hop back on though. She is an unreliable form of transportation. We make it higher and see the horse stabbing Gaia, and Kratos is dead silent. He's been mewing this entire time. But after some fighting and platforming, we find Gaia begging Kratos for assistance, which I'm assuming he only gives because he is forced to. We get thrown around again, and I think the thing gets stuck, and I channel my inner Beyblade. Kratos jump scares it, slides down with the blades, deflects a left hook, same to the right but leaves the blades in. We swing around long enough to wrap the chains and pull the crab leg down, snapping it. Now we're at a turning point. We dig the blades into his chest, rip that thing open. We take the crab leg, right? Now I'm like, cool, we should be done. But it gets very oddly quiet. So we climb back out of Gaia, and the horse is back. She acts fast though, grabs her out of the sky immediately. But there's there's more. Poseidon himself appears, and finally, something gets a reaction out of Kratos.
A true warrior does not hide, Poseidon!
Leave the sea and face me!
Like he's actually gonna do that. I'm gonna hop out of my Leviathan whip to run the Godslayer, a fair one. So we do battle with Poseidon. Kratos has magic, so I start spamming that because Poseidon has a lot going on. Lightning, his trident, the crab. Gaia grabs him, has his jump on her hand, and slams Poseidon into the wall. From there, bro is flailing his trident as I beat him down. When he's had enough, he just lays there, out of breath. So I slam his head and pretend we're in London. To stop this, Poseidon has the crab attack Gaia's dome, forcing us back down. But eventually, Poseidon goes goblin mode and sicks all the crabs on Gaia. She is getting annihilated out there, bro, like actually useless. It is no wonder the Titans lost. They can't fight. Kratos is Spider-Man. He's flying around like Joker, but I'm gonna have to give Poseidon something he never saw coming, brother. As Kratos swings, Gaia throws a punch that gives Kratos just enough velocity to launch himself into Poseidon's actual body. Kratos is in full aerodynamic control. The second they land, bro has already planned and executed his next move. Now Poseidon has to sit there and witness his creation crumble into dust. All the while, Kratos is straight-faced, light work, no reaction. Now Poseidon is telling Kratos, you will never win. There will always be another to stand against you. The heart of Olympus is strong, and
We do not care.
Kratos doesn't care. He says anybody that stands in the way of his vengeance can die too, which leads us to the final bit of this phenomenal intro. Why is all of this happening to him? Kratos is just doing the most random things to him. And besides Zeus, nobody else gets it this bad. What did Poseidon do? We are only 10 minutes into the game. Damn. And from there, Kratos is hitting him with everything in his bag and throws Poseidon again. And all that brother can see is Kratos slowly walking towards him with malicious intent. So he starts crawling to the cliff as the ocean is his only hope. It's a lot like when turtles hatch on a beach and they do the death race to the ocean before the T-Rexes can eat them.
What?
But Kratos obviously catches him, but he definitely started running when Poseidon turned around, right? He was aura farming, but the second Poseidon actually started to like make some headway, he panicked. I'm gonna go ahead and take about 200 off right there. But he grabs Poseidon and pokes his eyes out and finishes the fight by mixing Poseidon's head like a DJ in the 80s. His body falls and falls and damn. So something that's really important is that each of the gods controls like some aspect of the universe. So if they die, whatever element they were in control of will go haywire. Poseidon is a great example. So with him dead, it's just constant tsunamis everywhere. Now, unfortunately, the game is basically the gods' final stand against Kratos, so unless they kill him, there is no fixing this. More on that later. Gaia reappears and tells us to hop aboard.
5 minutes later.
What will you do, father? You can no longer hide behind the skirts of Athena.
Athena is dead because of the rage that consumed you, Kratos. What more will you destroy?
The hands of death could not defeat me. The sisters of fate could not hold me. And you will not see the end of this day. I will have my revenge!
Amazing speech, iconic lines. However, Zeus isn't feeling any of that, bro. Kratos and Gaia plummet down the mountain again, barely managing to grab a ledge. Kratos is telling her that he can't hold on. This is not how it went in his head, but Gaia says she can't help Kratos without dooming herself. She wants Zeus dead really bad too, like she wants to kill him. She's telling Kratos that he was just a pawn in her game, her grand plan, and Kratos is like, do not deny me my revenge. She doesn't care about that revenge, and makes a maneuver that sends Kratos falling to the depths. So where did Kratos go, and what do we do from here? He lands in the river, the Styx one. Canonically, the worst river to fall in. I think normally you cross it with that one guy on the boat after giving him a coin or something. Greedy as hell. Without a boat, you get robbed. They take all the magic, the abilities, the weapon upgrades. They left the drip though, but now we're stranded in hell. The problem isn't being in hell or getting out. We do this in every game. The problem is that we have less stuff that makes killing easier during what is essentially rabbit season. But out of nowhere, Athena shows up, dead as hell. He accidentally killed her when he was trying to kill Zeus. She's a Force ghost now, but she doesn't seem to mind being dead at all. She's trying to tell Kratos how killing Poseidon has left the humans in a bit of a turmoil, a little bit of chaos, but Kratos wants Zeus's head, and he doesn't care how he gets there, which leads Athena to revealing a little bit of what she really wants. She tells Kratos that if you really want to kill Zeus, you should pursue the flame of Olympus, the source of his strength, and Kratos is confused because she died protecting Zeus. She dodges any questions by snatching the decrepit, the ruined Blades of Chaos, and upgrades them to level 1 Blades of Exile, then floats away telling us to destroy the flame of Olympus and revenge revenge will be ours. We're being used, but Kratos doesn't care. So we wander through Tartarus. We get a bow, tame the local wildlife, slay enough monsters to charge the blades, and get some of Kratos' moves back. And after a while, we end up in a dark room with Hades rambling about Kratos' sins. Wrong guy. He ends it by stealing Shang Tsung's iconic line, "Your soul is mine." Yeah, okay, bro. He actually tried ripping Kratos' soul out of his body. I feel violated. This kicks off the fight with Hades. I'm blasting at him. His weapon is also blades on chains. Bro is sweeping, slamming, hopping around, but he's not better than me. Take this. Eventually, Kratos is able to hop on him and get some real damage in. This activates the second phase where bro starts doing anything, including another attempt on my soul. I haven't mentioned it yet, but Kratos has this giant sword called the Blade of Olympus. You get to use it during the rage mode. It's a lot of fun and it will be important later. But Hades is really giving me everything he's got. And it's like, bro, just die. Zeus wouldn't do this for you. We both throw blades at the same time and they get stuck together. They both have one hand free and we slap and pull. It's a regular match of tug of war, it seems. That I'm losing. I get him in the face and that brother falls back. The internal structure is failing. We get him mixed into his chains and slam him into the wall over and over and over and over and over. His blades are now ours. And Hades totally does not reappear from the water and extend the fight after I already edited together an ending that I am satisfied with. We keep traveling using Hades' gifts to open doors and eventually we meet Hephaestus and we get a crazy lore dump. Hephaestus is the god of building stuff, I think, bro. He's a world-renowned craftsman. He was building things for everybody, including Zeus. Bro did such good work with Zeus that he let him marry Aphrodite, the goddess of bops, and he was really chilling for real. Until Kratos killed Ares, and then Zeus and the other gods changed a little bit. That'll be explained later. And Zeus got really mad with Hephaestus, so he turned him into a monster and stole his daughter. Now Hephaestus is sitting in here making statues of his daughter out of pure sadness. But now that Kratos is here, he's like, oh my, you can help me get her back. Nope. Kratos doesn't give a damn about none of that. If it doesn't involve killing Zeus, bro, it's not an option. So he declines and walks away. But there's a gate in this room that leads us to the surface. Look at this right here.
Quickly! You must help me!
So we use the full might of the blade to disconnect the arm and send Gaia tumbling to the depths. A pity. So we reach Olympus and they are at serious war here. There's a guy in a chariot flying around and a lava titan casually in the background. Bro drives right into the hand of the titan and meets his fate. With them out of the way, we're free to press on. And it is so chaotic in Olympus, bro. Like, I don't even know what our goal is. Like, of course, find Zeus in the flame. But brother, where do it be? And Kratos is constantly bummed out, right? We're killing innocent people. You know, it's just moments like this that remind me that I'm playing as what is essentially Ragnarok for Olympus. Like right now is a good example. The guy in the chariot that we shot down was a god, Helios, the god of the sun. So if he dies, what do you think is gonna happen? But we gotta get Zeus revenge. We approach him, but his gang stands firm. Firm in the grave, they fought valiantly. We approach Helios and he begs Kratos to save him once again, like he did with Atlas, promising to pay us back. Kratos says, you can repay me now with information on the destruction of Zeus and the flame of Olympus. But Helios is like,
Feel the power of the sun!
I make him cut that out. He then says, fine, I'll tell you. All you have to do is step into the flame of Olympus.
You lied!
You lied! You lied! You lied!
Hephaestus specifically said that the flame of Olympus will obliterate anybody that comes into contact with it. So Helios as a person is useless, but as a lamp, and with him, Hades, and Poseidon dead, the Greek plane is in despair and torment. There's floods everywhere. You can't drink the water anymore because it's all salt water. The souls of Tartarus have no direction, and the sun has been banished. And with Helios' head, we travel through the caves of Olympus fighting monsters left and right, and I don't remember when, but at some point we meet Pandora, Hephaestus' daughter. We don't meet the real one, but we meet statues of her, and she can communicate through them. I don't know. She's telling Kratos something. It'll be important. So we climb up this wall with fireballs falling down. We get the occasional swing. When we get to the top, we reach the cavern. I hate this area. You have to fight these things as they try to break these chains that's keeping us from falling. The chain is made out of cardboard, but this leads to the next god boss fight, Hermes. This may be the most irrelevant character in God of War history.
Never, never learn, never, never change. Kratos, the fool who killed his own blood. Kratos, the fool among mortals and gods. Forever, ever.
He leaves. Thank God. That is not Solid Snake. In this big room, we find Pandora's box, and Kratos goes to touch it, but Athena stops him so she can drop the lore. She says there's power in the box, but Kratos, having already opened the box, is like, you lied! But she explains that there was 2 powers in the box. Sounds like a retcon, but okay. The only thing stopping us from opening up the box is the fire. That right there is the flame of Olympus. The only person who can disable it is Pandora herself. So now we're gonna have to go back to Hephaestus and be like, so about that quest, What's the status on? But then Hermes reappears and now we have to chase him around. Bro's entire segment is just him begging Kratos to chase him. Grown man, by the way. And I don't even think Kratos cares about him. He's just in the way. So we do chase him and I hate it. Not the section. The section is cool. Just Hermes as a person. He has no aura. Bro just wants to be included. He's happy to be here. He can't even fight. He just blips around talking about how fast he is. Then he starts crying when he loses the fight. He is just yapping, bro. And Kratos kills him for his shoes. New fit, new drip, you see it. And then when Hermes dies, he turns into flies. Who cares? Do you know how fast I am? After an hour of hordes and a music puzzle, we find ourselves in an arena. Pandora isn't here, but Hera is though. Whoever she is. She's like, rada, 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 you killed Ares. Zeus never loved you, you know, and things of that nature. Then Hercules comes out. My vibe is almost ruined, but it is saved. I rejoice. He's kind of like Hermes though, since he has this like one-sided unresolved childhood trauma with Kratos. He's like, why did Zeus choose you to kill Ares? I want to be the god of war. World War III, I want that to be me. And Kratos does not care about that job, bro. And he says the era of gods is over, you might as well flee. But Hercules would rather fight it out. But to my disappointment, he was talking so crazy just to make me fight his fodder. Like, why? I know they're trying to like build up the fight, they're trying to hype it up, but I'm like, get me to it. Eventually he does hop down to fight, but they're still there. I want the one-on-one. They're reuniting it. So we smack Hercules and sends him to a corner, snatch his armor, stomp on his face, do the same thing over and take his helmet. He gets up and says armor is for the weak. Then why were you wearing it? But then he flashbangs me. I really hate when this happens. We wake up to Hercules flexing a victory that doesn't exist. So we run up, punch him in his side, and use a blade to seize his gloves. And he attempts to take them back.
Swung his body to the side.
From here, it is an all-out boxing match with the two grabbing and throwing each other. These gauntlet things are like really cool. I really wish they could come back. They're not. I really like the Blade of Olympus too, but it's a rage-only weapon. Like, bro, just let me use it. The fight wraps up with Hercules throwing us into a wall. A little higher, and I could have fell off the cliff and died. But hey, I'm not a god. I don't know anything about battle. But check me out. He then lifts up the platform, which sends Kratos plummeting to the edge. He could have thrown Kratos a little bit higher and gotten better results. Bro has no strategy, no tactician, no technique. No wonder he didn't get the job. I have to do his job for him and fail the quick time event. You see how I spun my failure into a bid? That's what it's all about right there. Repetition, timing, precision, perception. I failed again. When you do it the right way successfully, Kratos will punch down on the platform over and over until Hercules is trapped under the weight. And from there isn't anything he can do. His time has come. We wander around again and do some puzzles, and here's the point where we start to lock in on where Pandora is. Kratos has talked to her a few times over the game, and this time she sounds worried, she sounds scared. Wherever she isn't alone, and Kratos starts to tweak out. Strangely. Long story short, Kratos starts to actually care about Pandora, and I really don't know how, like, not because Kratos is an angry monster that is incapable of feeble emotions such as empathy. It's just that he hasn't cared about anything but revenge this entire game. For example, right, Kratos finds a lady that was trapped down here and throws her into some gears so a door that he needs to get open doesn't close again. Here's a visual. It's because he's a dad. That's really all that's going on, bro. You know what it is. But then we hear Zeus talking too. Zeus is disgusted that Kratos could bear to interact with that thing. Pandora is like a highly advanced magical synth, and Zeus knows she's tied to the box, so now Zeus is on her head, which means we have to find her fast, which I won't be doing because there are hella puzzles, bro, and I'm not built for it. We get to a bridge, but we can't cross it because it's broken. I know Kratos can make that jump, but if this was a high action cutscene, he would do it no problem. So we walk around hopelessly and run into Aphrodite, and brother, we're not doing it. Not around here. She has a portal to Hephaestus, and I zip to that. We tell him we need a fix for the bridge so we can go to the labyrinth, and Hephaestus is like, the labyrinth? Why would you need— wait a minute, Kratos. Never! You want Pandora to open the box, don't you? She'll die! And then he goes on like a lore tangent, and honestly, brother, I'm good. He is not Mimir, he's not spitting it right. He doesn't have that charisma, that punctuation to it, bro. He's not doing it. And eventually he changes his mind and says, yes, Kratos, I will help you craft a weapon to move the bridge, because of course a weapon will do it. But all we have to do is go to Tartarus, find a stone, and deliver it back to Hephaestus. Sounds simple. It was not. We find a stone, I think, but it was a trap. A giant hand raises from the ground and lifts us into the sky. It is the Titan Kronos, the father of Zeus. He's yapping to Kratos, and I wonder if Kratos is gonna interrupt him by screaming his name really loudly.
Kronos!
But the thing is, Kronos blames Kratos for the death of Gaia, and maybe the other Titans too, because I don't think we see them for the rest of the game. But I don't get what he's mad about. Kratos goes to hell every single game without fail. If Gaia is dead, she can just leave. I mean, hell, did I not kill Hades? The devil, who is stopping her? I don't think she wants it bad enough. This whole interaction leads to a fight though. Yes, we have to kill Kronos, the Titan, and he tries to crush Kratos with his fingers, and I simply move his fingers away, no problem.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
We then use the light of Helios to blind him and me. Friendly fire. We fall through the sky and swing to his hand, and they're skeletons, they're swarming us. They're like bacteria. But Kronos keeps on moving, so Kratos has to adapt quickly lest we plummet. We end up climbing on his arm and Kronos can't find us. We get on some even ground and fight the skeletons again, but this time Kronos can see us and is blowing his disgusting breath at us. I can't imagine the smell, bro. Just death. And now he's trying to smack us too. It's a bad situation. Like, I don't know how the hell we're supposed to kill this one, but Kratos has ideas. We blind him again. He throws us. We land, we climb, and there are a ton of demons, bro, just living on Kronos. Like, damn, bro, do they pay rent? It's like an apartment building. We find this crystal thing on his stomach, so I start hitting that, and he's not liking that. He's still alive. Kronos then pulls his entire arm back. Still alive. We lift that hand up and poke it with the blade of Olympus, and we swing to safety. Now he's gonna try and wipe Kratos away. We're running and running and running. It doesn't work. We fight and we struggle until Kronos gets Kratos and eats him. This part is really cool because we're inside Kronos, skydiving and everything. From a lore standpoint, this makes me angry because this maneuver has never ever worked out for Kronos. Basically, the Greek myth of the Titan downfall goes like this. The Titans ruled everything before the gods, and Kronos was the leader, and one day Kronos got a prophecy that said that his kids would overthrow him and his followers. So naturally, Kronos' big plan to avoid this bad future is to eat all of his kids. But here's the thing, he doesn't really eat them. He drops them inside of his gullet and goes about his day. No chewing, no like digestive procedures. They're just there. The gods in the story just sit in his organs until Zeus, the only one who was spared, grows up and breaks them out. So why the hell would he then eat Kratos, the son of Zeus, a guy who is clearly more deranged than Zeus? Of course he shambles around in the dark, finds a wall, and stabs it and rips his way out. Get me out of here, gang. What is Kronos doing? We stab Kronos right in his forehead with the blade of Olympus, and that's enough to kill him. Then we take the rock back to Hephaestus, and he attempts to betray Kratos, but it doesn't work. So we take these new blades to the bridge, and we move it. And you can use them in combat, but it's so late in the game that I never really use them. But the next 2 hours of this game is a slog. Great heavens. One of my only gripes with this game is the pacing of the boss fights, because at this point, Zeus is the only major threat left, and the only reason we're not beelining for Zeus right now is because of Pandora and the Flame of Olympus. And for the rest of the game, you're real hype, because you know the big finale is near. It's about to go crazy. But there is still a lot of game left and no gods to fill that gap. There's a scorpion boss, but you know what I really want. Hell, this next part isn't even fighting. It is a big garden puzzle area that I hate so much. You're just running around, bro, moving things, looking at things, walking around things. Hell no, brother. So I'm gonna skip through the game a little bit until we get to Zeus. We get through the garden and eventually we find Pandora. We just need to take her to the box, let her explode, and acquire the power it holds. But then problems start being set up because Kratos and Pandora start bonding a little bit. She's telling Kratos about the power of hope, and I'm like, don't try to hit me with themes and lore now. Where were you when I was in that garden? So another hour goes by and we're right below the big room with the box in it. We just need to find a way up. And Pandora is like, Kratos, if we can snap a chain, I don't care anymore. I fly down, do a puzzle thing, come back up, and there Athena is talking to Pandora, most likely gassing her up about her purpose and her fate, but she sees Kratos and is like, are you ready, Kratos? Revenge awaits, and things of that nature. Real schemer she is. But we get up there and Pandora is like, look, Kratos, there it is. In the darkness, the fires of hope will set us free. And Kratos grabs her and she's like, Kratos, this is my purpose. Release me. But Kratos now wants to find another way. And honestly, we've beaten every other god without breaking as much as a sweat. Do we really need whatever's in the box? But she squirms away and runs right into Zeus. Put her down, Zeus, Kratos said calmly. Your obsession with this abomination, this thing, this robot is not fantastic, Kratos. You gotta let it go. But he lifts Pandora up like she's Oliver, and Kratos squeaks out, so Zeus throws her away. This starts the fight where Kratos launches Zeus into the air. Zeus grabs him and they both push back. And this fight does something really interesting by making it 2D. It is hard as hell and it took me a while, but all you really have to do is jump over Zeus before he can attack you, because when he attacks, he gets stuck into animations and he'll kind of just keep going. So if you jump out of the way or parry it, you'll be fine. The other thing you have to do is look out for him when he jumps, because then he starts throwing lightning bolts. When he does this, roll into him so he won't be able to hit you. And once you figure that out, the fight is really easy. At some point, the two will punch each other and they'll both fling back. Kratos runs up on Zeus, knocks him into a pillar and charges him, then throws him into the other pillar. Zeus will attempt to fly into us, but Kratos uses that motion against him. Kratos then grabs Zeus like full bear hug and runs him all the way to the pillar, and he just... The building starts falling apart around them. Pandora is surprisingly fast enough to run on top of these chains and hop to safety. She looks at Kratos, looks at the box, back to Kratos. she's dedicated. I'll give her that. Kratos chases her down and grabs her arm. She says, "Unhand me, Kratos. It's my destiny." And Zeus is in the back talking about, "Don't you do it, Kratos. You better not let her go." And brother, it's like Zeus is a goofball. This man can fly and teleport. He had every opportunity to get her away from the box. There is a cliff right outside. He could have took her over there and thrown her off. This seems like a massive plot hole to me. And then Zeus is messing up, telling him not to fail Pandora like he failed his family. And why would you say that? Why would you bring up his family? Kratos doesn't respond well to anything Zeus says. Why are you gassing him right now? We wake up and Pandora is gone, and so is the flame. Kratos walks over to the box. The power of the sun in the palm of my hand. The box is empty. Zeus is in the back laughing hard as hell. He's rage baiting Kratos to the highest degree and quickly teleports away. So he couldn't do that with Pandora. You want to know what I think? I think he knew the box was empty and just let this happen. It was jokes. It was a game. But Kratos doesn't care if he has new powers or not. We're still gonna go fight Zeus. So we head outside and find Zeus on the balcony, gazing at the destruction, the calamity that we've brought to Olympus. Look at this mess. Do you know how many single mother households it's gonna take to put Olympus back on the map? Because I'll tell you one thing, Kratos. I'm not erasing a damn thing. You ruined it, Kratos. You ruined it. So we start fighting again. I'm giving him the business.
There's a moment in history. Take a picture.
Gaia! You live?
Yes, Kratos. She lives. He's so dramatic. He screams everything. And she's mad at both of us now. And they couldn't give a damn if they tried. And she tries to crush them. And in response, they jump inside of her. What did she think was gonna happen? The Titans as a whole, they have nothing to show for anything. Brother, I find her heart and I start stabbing it. It's really funny because she's having like an actual heart attack. Then Zeus reappears. And this is where the final phase of the fight takes place. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed with Zeus's boss fight. It is really cool, but I never really felt like I got that wow moment, you know, like, but it's the end of the game, the end of the video. I really don't care. Not really. This fight is hard as hell though. I was here for so long that I stopped recording and I don't remember what I did to beat it. So if you watch this video and you want to play the game, my advice for you at this point: survive. The fight ends with Kratos attempting to stab Zeus with the blade, but he parries it and we end up in a struggle. And let's go ahead and skip the nonsense. You know how this goes. Zeus starts dying. Gaia starts dying. After the chaos, Kratos rises from the rubble, retrieves the blade, and yeah, he's really chill about it. All in a day's work.
Want a break from the ads?
So Zeus has a ghost and is gone mad. We wake up with all of our weapons destroyed, and the ghost grabs Kratos and drains all of his health and magic again. Then he kills Kratos, I think. But dying happens all the time, bro. This is regular. This is nothing new. And with 10 minutes of the game left, they try to hit me with the dream segment. The important part is that Pandora, from either beyond the grave or his mental construct of her, tells Kratos about the power of hope again, and he wakes back up invigorated. We get away from the ghost, grab the blades, and the ghost can't do anything to Kratos. So we fight it till he gives up and falls back into Zeus. Kratos looks at the blades and casts them away, and charges Zeus. Look at how they got him. He's done. From here, it is a straight up beatdown, and with Zeus officially dead, the final calamity reigns on the world. So, what now? I'm glad you asked. I present to you Athena. She's like, finally, Kratos. This plane is free from the tyranny of the gods. The people can finally bask in the holy word of Athena. So they're about to go on the mythical lore dump. And considering the next game is a soft reboot, I kinda really don't care. The only thing you need to know is that the power we were looking for was in Kratos all along. Yes, that is right. The god of war was the friends we made along the way. And Athena really wants the power because, I don't know, she's a god. She wants to rule, I guess. I don't know. So Kratos has two choices. Give the power to Athena and maybe she'll fix everything. Or he can take the blade of Olympus, impale himself, and release all of his power into the world in the hope that it'll fix itself. You know which one he chose. But the question is, did it work?